From the combined crew of blindandroidusers.com and accessibleandroid.com, it's time for your favorite Android podcast. Kick back now and enjoy another fine episode from these fanboys and gals as they navigate Android from a blindness perspective. And now, here's your crew. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 265 of the Blind Android Users Podcast. We're recording today, January 3rd, 2026. I can't believe I got that right without feeling all nostalgic about 2025. We want to welcome you to episode 265, and I am so thankful that I have my colleagues with me here. Most importantly, John, who wasn't feeling too well, is with us here today, guys.
Yep, John Dyer from Virginia.
Karin Kiwan from Lebanon.
And it's Salih from Turkey.
Coming up in this episode, we have the following categories. This is part 2 of our best award to the best categories or best apps, and we have the following categories. First, we got the category of players. Everything player would be in this category. We're talking about things like audiobook players, music players, video players, etc., etc. Then we have the GPS segment, and the last segment will be the OCR segment. That's what we got coming up in this episode. Karin, girl, you're the pretty one. Let's get started with you today. How are you doing? Is it okay there in Lebanon, or is it still raining, or has the rain gone back home to mama?
Hello. Actually, it stopped raining yesterday, and we are not expecting rain in the coming week. However, it was a rainy week, actually. We had rain in the new year, and actually, it was sometimes heavy rain, but it was great. It's still cold, of course. We're in the middle of the winter. And yeah, it's everything is good here, and Happy New Year to all of the listeners. I hope that 2026 brings the best times.
Wonderful. Sally boy, how about you? Are you still kind of feeling sad and sentimental about 2025 like me? Yeah, we have to let go, right?
You know, today is the third day, but I still don't want to accept the fact that it's another year. You know, guys, we were that way with Warren last week, and I'm still feeling like, I wish I could stay in the last year because it didn't start pretty well for me. Nothing special to say at all, but yeah, this year, I don't know, for whatever reason, it didn't start so well for me. I mean, let's see how it's going to bring, how things going to bring. Well, let's see. Other than that, we're wishing you guys Happy New Year and wishing you lots of money because you guys need it.
The most important thing, though, Sally, if your squeeze is still there, I think that's probably the most important thing. So no matter what happened, when you look at it, though, the good thing is still there, right?
Absolutely. Like,
yes.
I didn't leave that squeeze in the last year, so everything is good.
So it is beautiful. No matter what happens, the most important thing to be thankful for is that the squeeze is still there.
Yeah. Weather-wise, it's snowing right now, and yeah, it feels good.
That's really good. It's snowing here too. We're at 36 out there, and snowing a little bit, not too much, but at least it's coming down. And but so this, started January 1st was snowing as well, and so was the 2nd. Not much to write home about, but it's just been wet, snow and all of that. So it's a beautiful time of year, and we just have to be thankful. And like you said, Sally, you and I kind of feel that sentimental thing about last year and all of that, but we've got to let go and move on. But it takes a while, right? Before
it takes a while, absolutely. I mean, not sure how many days for me that will take, but still, I feel nostalgic. By the way, we got almost the same weather. It's like 30 degrees F, like it's almost -2 here in my place.
That's good. You just stay inside. I mean, it's
Yeah.
evening time there and it's
I'm
morning
with
time
my
here.
tea, all good.
Yeah, so that's good. John, let's move on to you, man. You've been gone and we were all worried about you, and I'm surprised you are here today. I mean, you're not totally out of the woods, but at least you're here, and I'm so glad to see you on here. Give us some update, John, as to what's going on.
Yeah, so I've been pretty sick for almost 2 weeks now. Right now, I just feel regular sick, which is fine. It's bearable, but for, I don't know, about a week straight, it was bad. So I'm improving, and I'm happy to be back. I wanted to interject on this conversation. I wanted to say I'm on Kareen's side when it comes to this whole being nostalgic about the last year thing. I think it's kind of silly. what you and Sally are. I mean, I guess I understand if it's like, one more year you'll never get back, but at the same time, it's like, it's just a new day. We've just been around the sun one more time. Not a whole lot has changed. So, yeah, I fall on the side of it.
And it makes sense, most especially if the last portion of 2025 was kind of hitting you hard. There's no need really to even want to keep to that year that is kind of hitting you hard. But yeah, in reality, when we think of it, if one really thinks about it, every day in reality it's a new year, technically, because this is the 3rd of January, right? There will never be another 3rd of January again till next year. So every day in reality, it's a new year. It's just that we kind of said that, oh, this is when the new year begins, or else, as far as I'm concerned, every day is a new year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because we had December 31st. The last December 31st we saw before this last one was in 2024. So technically, this last December was another new year. So, it's a wonderful thing. I'm thankful that you are here with us. How about Virginia Land? Is it okay for you guys? I know there's kind of like a cold spell going through that region, especially from the New England area, but probably by the time it gets to your area, it's kind of weakened some a little bit.
Yeah, it's pretty cold. I think it's been in the 30s and 40s mostly, which is cold for here this time of year. But yeah, we haven't gotten snow or anything like that.
That's good. Let's now turn on to our first category, and that's the player segment. Let's start, though, with audiobook players. John, I know you're the king of audiobook players, and as far as I'm concerned, there are probably 2 in this category. Now, I'm not counting Audible in here, but I'm talking about other apps, for example. There are probably a couple that one could really say they're good, and that would be the Smart Audio Player, and the second one will be the Listen Audio Player or something like that. John, can you take us down this route? Which one you think is the better one and why? Because I think, to me, when we look at these things, audiobook players, the one that we think is better, usually has this category where or feature rather, where it doesn't scan useless folders, like very short audio stuff that unrelated to books, right? John, can you? I know you know more about this than I do. I don't do audiobook players too much.
So these audiobook players, like Listen Audiobook Player and Smart Audiobook Player, is meant to play back files you have already obtained and are on your device. And they're both pretty good about, you can specify what folder for them to look in. And then as long as you store all your audiobooks there, you shouldn't have any issues. I think both of them are pretty accessible. It might be Listen Audiobook Player, where you go to create a widget. The button, it lets you choose what buttons you want to add to the widget. and I don't think those are labeled. But as far as like actual use of the app itself and even actual use of the widget once you have added it to your home screen is really accessible. They're both really good apps. I prefer Smart Audiobook Player. I can't say for sure what features are free and paid because I purchased it a long time ago. But it is easy to see because when you go in the settings, I forget what they call it, but the is like called premium settings or something. Like all the settings that you can change if you have purchased it are like in a separate section. So it's easy to see what you get with the free version, what you don't get with the free version. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with either of those.
That really sounds good, because if you're able to tell whether you have the free version or not, and most especially if they have a category that tells you, or a segment in there that lets you know that you have the premium versus having the free version, I think that makes it really good. So I think that it would be nice if we just give that award to the Smart Audio Player. Karine and Salah, do you guys, what do you think? Salah, you use audiobook players, no? Or Karine?
Well, I use Smart Audiobook Player. Like, this is one of the apps that I purchased when I was on Android a long time ago. It's almost like 10 years. I even messaged with the developer a couple of times. He's a really great guy. So I'm glad he keeps on working on it even since now. Like, this is really good. So that deserves the awards, I guess.
Karine, do you use audiobook players at all?
No, so I don't have any vote.
So
Right.
both you and I don't.
I guess Smart Audiobook Player is the winner. It's pretty customizable as well. Like you can customize the layout of the actual playback screen. Like, do you want what buttons do you want? Do you want like skip forward 5 minutes? Do you want skip forward 5 minutes and skip forward 30 seconds? You can change like the duration of each button, so it's very customizable. You can even customize what your headset buttons do and stuff like that. So, I mean, it is a great app. So I don't have any problem letting this one have the win.
Yeah, for sure. Like if you have an archive file, like zip archive, you can also import it to the audiobook player, so it can see different parts of the book. So this is really good.
That's really good that it could play archive folders. That's nice. So I think this award then goes to the Smart Audio Book Player, and in its second place would be the Listen Audio Player. Let's move on to audio/video. Audio, how about audio players? We got, for example, what do we have? We got the music collet. Karine, you have that. We have the, for me, I think I have a bunch of those, but I think the one that I usually fall back onto is that power amp player. For some reason, I have other ones, but I don't know. Symphonia, I have that. Of course, I was in touch with the guy and earlier on last year, and I noticed that there have been some improvements and all of that, but I still go back to power amp as my chosen or preferred player. How about you guys? Sally, yeah, I know you're a Spotify guy, right? Any other one that you use besides Spotify?
Yeah, I was about to say that I'm a heavy Spotify user, but for offline play, I'm going with Gone Mad.
Gone mad, but you haven't gone mad, but you like
No,
gone
I'm still sane.
That boy. Karine, girl, how about you?
So I will merge the video players and audio players together. So for me, I like GunMad, of course, and I use it. Actually, it's my go-to music player. But I want to say that I will give my vote to VLC. Well, for one reason, which is the number of supported, or actually more than one reason. The first one is the number of supported formats. It's not only an audio player, it's an audio player and a video player. It's fairly accessible. Also, it doesn't have ads, and there is a real problem with media players currently on Android. Many of them are just full of ads, especially, of course, when we are talking about free media players. Ads are like becoming so much annoying to the point that they are ruining the UI of some of the applications. So I think this is one of the reasons that make me just think about VLC as a complete solution. Yeah, maybe it doesn't have some features, but it gets the job done, and it supports already many extensions. You can just throw whatever you want at it, and it's likely it will be able to play it with no issues. So for that reason, I'm going with VLC. But of course, if I want to select the second one as an honorable mention, of course, it will be the GoMad music player.
I agree with you with VLC. It's just like a beast, right? It supports just about everything. I think the other one that comes close to that type of support is probably maybe the MX player, for example. But like you said, VLC is there, and without ads, those ads can be annoying. And that could be another thing to consider when looking into other apps. Even though it doesn't take away functionality, but if ads are getting in the way, for example, then that's something to be considered. So we got VLC. So we just have it together, both audio and video in this case. So John or Sally, where would you, or Sally, you already talked about Gone Mad is one of those, and besides the fact that Spotify is one of your go-tos.
Yeah.
What do you think about VLC or MX Player?
VLC is awesome. I can say that it's really good. Yeah, it's my go-to app on desktop, so it's really good on Android as well. I have it installed, but for some reason, for audio files, I have gone mad as default. But like for streaming audio, like M3U files or IPTV files, VLC is really doing a great job.
So I think that the VLC is more like a jack of all trades, right? And it kind of
does if you're thinking of audio and video together, I think VLC is the king.
Yeah, no question. John, what do you think?
I'm gonna exclude myself from voting in this category. So most of my video watching on my phone is on YouTube, and most of my music listening is on YouTube Music. And when I do play back local files, it's usually just with my default Samsung Music app or the default video player app on my Samsung phones. So it's like, and they both work fine for me when I need them. But yeah, so I don't really have much of an opinion on this category.
So technically, it's really hard to crown one here because things have changed a lot, right? We got streaming audio, streaming video, and most of those sites usually have their apps and all of that. For example, you just mentioned YouTube, for example. No one has music like YouTube has or audio like YouTube has. I mean, they have huge library, and so most of the times we just use, without even thinking, we just use the native apps for those. But so I think, though, that in reality, if we're to single out an app that kind of does everything else, regardless of where it's coming from, I think I will vote alongside with Karen for the VLC because of that support. So if you have an audio, something that you're not familiar with, something that's totally out of your realm, you've never heard of it before, the most likelihood is that VLC will handle that job. I haven't come across an audio format or some video format that VLC hasn't done it. So I think we should just give the crown to the VLC player, shall we? Next, let's move on to audio recorders. I was playing with lots of them, and I kind of boiled it down to 3 that I really like. I had like maybe 6 or 7 that I tried playing with yesterday, and they have some weaknesses and trade-offs and all of that. I think for me, when I'm looking at an audio recorder, for example, I want to look at the ease of use. I don't want complicated apps. You guys know me. I'm a simple man, simple guy. I like apps that are simple, easy to use. It's not that I'm lazy or anything like that, but I'm just always looking out for the other guy out there who may not have the ability or the knowledge that I have about these things. So I'm looking at things from that viewpoint. Is it easy for the average Joe out there to be able to use? And that's one of the focus that I focus on, regardless of the super duper stuff that some of these things come with the worlds, whistles and bells, or bells and whistles, whichever way you say it. Usually I don't get swept by those things. I'm looking about the ease of use. And for me, it boils down to 3. I got the easy voice recorder, I got the ASR, and the high-Q MP3 recorder. Those are the 3 that I kind of focused on most yesterday after trying like 5 other ones. These 3 are the ones that stand out to me. Guys, how about you guys? Sally, which one is your favorite, or which ones tend to be the favorites that you use the most?
Well, I was a user of IQ for a long time, but then I'm using Easy Voice Recorder for the recent times, because it's also available in the watch. So this is a really good plus for Easy Voice Recorder, and the UI is really straightforward. I love that I can use different formats, even FLAC. So this is a great plus for Easy Voice Recorder. I got the ASR too. Like I'm really using it sometimes, but since it's on the watch, Easy Voice Recorder is the one for me, I guess.
That's a very important feature you mentioned there with the Easy Voice Recorder. I like that feature, and besides the fact that the UI is clean, it's easy to get to. It has so much similarities with the ASR, for example. I think one feature, though, that's missing from the ASR is that watch support. At least I don't see one while I was playing with it. I want to say that I think that the ASR UI, it's a little bit more cluttered when you compare it to the Easy Voice Recorder. However, there's one plus, though, that the ASR has going for it that the Easy Voice Recorder does not. And I'm talking about that Bluetooth headset support. So, for example, it's not going to sound that great, but at least you can be speaking from 50 feet away with your phone somewhere out there.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Right. So when you're recording with your watch using Easy Voice Recorder, when your recording is down, immediately you see that on your phone, like it's there and synchronized. This is really good from Easy Voice Recorder. So
so where the headset isn't available for Easy Voice Recorder, the watch supplements. Yet not everyone has a watch, but most everyone has a Bluetooth headset, right? So I don't know. Frankly, John, how about you? Which one do you think? I know you probably say you use your Samsung recorder, but these 2, I know you have both, right? Or maybe all 3 that I mentioned, including HiQ.
I guess my vote is for Audiolab, but I'm fine being in the minority here. It's kind of the opposite of what you described. It's kind of like it's a very advanced app and it can do a lot, but it does have a simple sound recorder mode in it, and that's what I use for my recordings, and it's worked fine for me. So I don't have the experience that you guys have with all these other recording apps, so I'm just voting for that because it's what I know, but I'm fine to lose the vote.
Karen girl, how about you?
Well, it's easy to guess. I will go for ASR. I will admit it, I'm subjective here because I have been a user of ASR for maybe 11 years or 12 years. So it's an app that I have used so much, and I've been in contact with the developer for for several regarding several issues, and so it's something that I really like, and I know that the dev actually considers accessibility. But one thing I like about ASR, other than that it is my favorite, just because it's my favorite, is that it has the recording profiles. I don't know if Easy Voice Recorder has this. I think no. The point of the profiles is that you can create several profiles with different settings, and you can switch between them. So, for example, you set one for like MP3 and stereo, for example, another one for like maybe WAV and mono, another one for internal recording. However, internal recording is ruined with Android 16 because now you have to select the app that you want to use, and that you want to use, like the audio that the app that its audio should be captured, and it's not working. Actually, I tried it with YouTube, and it was giving me like seriously bad times because it was like having an echo and indefinite repeating on some of the things that were playing, and it was really terrible. So it didn't work. But before, it used to work well. Anyway, internal recording is there if you want to include it. So the point is that you can create profiles, and then you can select the profile that you want, and you use it, and then you can switch whenever you want to. And I'm I'm the opposite. If I want to say, I'm the opposite of Warren, because I like the recorder to be customizable as much as possible. Yeah, I like it to work out of the box, but I also like to have a lot of customizations, and ASR has this capability. You are able to customize it, so you have so many options to deal with. And the Bluetooth recording that you were talking about, I use it only for one reason, which is to test Bluetooth earbuds. So usually I just enable this option and record via ASR, and then I'm always disappointed with the microphone quality, and then I go back to stopping the Bluetooth recording. So, but yeah, it's a good feature. I want to say that Audiolab does also a good job, but Audiolab is not an audio recorder. It's just an audio suite. Let's say it has a lot of other features, and I don't think that it's easy to just to start the app and start recording quickly. Yeah, you can move the recording feature, but for example, if you are dealing with a dedicated recorder like ASR, for example, if you are a pro user, it's just easy to add a shortcut to your home screen, and then this shortcut, when you press it, it starts recording immediately, and when you press it again, it stops recording immediately. I don't think that Audiolab has this feature. I don't know what about Easy Voice Recorder, but this one is also a good one for those people who just need to start recording quickly without needing to go into the app and pressing the record button.
Yeah, the Easy Voice Recorder does have that capability as well, that you could just add something to the home screen and just get started there. Talking about Audiolab that you mentioned, another one that I also was playing with that was there before Audiolab, and it's in that same category, like has just about everything, converters and all different sorts of things, is Timbre, Timbre. Is another one. So those two would be in a class of their own. They have all sorts of tools, but like you said, the problem, or it's not a problem necessarily, but you have to find what you're looking for. It just lots. They just do everything under the sun, and so if you're someone that wants a tool that you can get whatever that you want from there and convert something, I think either Easy Voice Recorder or ASR, I don't remember which of the two, I think it's Easy Voice Recorder, has something that you can even do video, convert something to video. Sally, remember? I think it's Easy Voice Recorder that has that. I don't think it's ASR that has that feature. So your vote goes for ASR, Karin. I know I'm not going to vote for neither Audiolab nor Timber. So it leaves me down to either voting for Easy Voice Recorder or ASR. And I'm kind of torn between the two. To be honest, they are similar in several ways that it makes it highly, virtually impossible to choose which one. I feel like if I choose the other, I'm kind of doing the other one a disservice. And yet in the same breath, I have to choose one. So I think because of the Bluetooth support, I will choose ASR. Sally?
Well, for the voice support, I'll go with Easy Voice Recorder.
So we'll say the ASR has the first place and Easy Voice Recorder has the second place. And it depends on the person. It may be that Easy Voice Recorder is the one that one prefers. But so we got those two as a top one.
And Audiolab.
And Audiolab.
Audiolab is third place.
Audiolab. I'll put HiQ3 in the third place. Sally and
I did want to
Karin,
mention something about Audiolab though, because
Yeah.
Green brought it up. You used to be able to arrange the tiles that you want in the positions you want, but they've updated it recently, like within the past few months. And now the way it works is they're organized by sections, but the first section is what you frequently use. So whatever, like if you do use it to record a lot, the first button in the app will be record, and then whatever other modes you use, like I use it a lot for converting audio to video for YouTube, so that's the first button for me, but it does keep track of like what you use the most and keeps them near the top, so it is a little bit easier to find what you want than it used to be.
Karin and Sally, what do you think about the third place? For me, I'll vote for HiQ MP3 player.
I'll go for Audiolab because HiQ is not reliable when it comes to updates. Yeah, they just go to sleep they hibernate for about maybe 3 years, and then they come up with a new version. So no, I'll go with Audiolab because it's a good one. Okay, there are features that don't work as they should, but actually it's still a good app for some things, like when you want to do some things, and including, of course, recording.
Sally?
Yeah, Audiolab is really, really a better one in terms of stability, let's say.
Yeah, and frequent updates. So we got first place ASR, second place Easy Voice Recorder, third place Audiolab, and HiQ in the fourth place. And maybe we'll throw Timber in the fifth place because it's so similar to, if you like Audiolab, you may also like that one. So those are the awards that we have. But like we said, though, you could choose something else.
Speaking of Timber, I thought that they're gone by the wind, but I can see that they updated it recently. So that's a great one.
Oh, yeah, no, they are not gone with the wind. They're still there. So, and another good thing, though, most especially the first two that we mentioned, the ASR and the Easy Voice Recorder, these guys have been there, I think maybe as early as 2010 or 2011, somewhere in there for sure. And so, I mean, this ain't their first rodeos. They've been there for the longest time. So if there's any Android faithfuls, these two are. They've been there holding down the fort for all this while. So I think they deserve these positions that we get them.
One thing I want to mention is that ASR is developed by the same developer who develops the ACR phone, which is one of the favorite apps, I think, among blind people. So, including me, I think I'm the one who brought this one to attention.
Well, Karin, ACR is great, but They should hear us out. They should bring the actions.
Yeah, at least we tried. Actually, we got a promise, but it wasn't fulfilled.
No,
But
You
it's
know,
still a good
I
one.
was using ACR, I remember, for a long time, but since Samsung phone has the actions, I'm back to Samsung dialer.
Yeah, but can you switch? I mean, can you do an automatic switch between speaker and earpiece?
No, it doesn't work, but yeah. Since I'm using the confused screen reader, I can have gestures.
Oh, I forgot that one.
Yeah. you guys didn't buy
He's
your
now
one.
confused. He's back to the confusion. So sorry. But seriously, those guys have great apps, and ACR Dialer is a great app if one is looking for a third-party dialer, for example. And it does a lot of stuff, doesn't it? Besides just doing the acting as the dialer, it records your voice calls, right, during a phone call. And I think that's one of its biggest features, isn't it?
It no longer works because of Google. Well, you can still install the helper service, which is an accessibility service from the Galaxy Store if you're on a Samsung, or I don't know where it is also located on what stores, but if you're on a Samsung, you can install it from the Galaxy Store. However, it doesn't work most of the time, so you have to test it and see. But from the Google Play Store, it's impossible to include the service. So for that reason, the version on the Google Play Store doesn't include the accessibility service that they used before to do the recording.
But it does have a gesture that you can quickly switch between the earpiece and the speaker mode on the phone, right? I think this is one of the things that some of our people looking for, putting their phone calls on the speaker. I mean, I don't want my phone call on the speaker, but if it has an easy way to do it, I think that's really good.
Some of the Chinese phones already have those in their dialer apps. Like I was using Xiaomi some time ago, it had it. I had LG, it had it, and I guess OnePlus also has it.
Yeah, so that's good. But at least we have this as a standalone app in the event that one doesn't have any of those phones. This is something that they could use if they are looking for that functionality. Keeping in tune with what we talk about these players, let's move on now to podcast players. I know we got tons of them out there, guys, and it depends as to who you're talking to. Some would say, hey, I prefer the Addict. You want to be an addict, you can go with the Addict. No pun intended here. If you prefer something in your pocket, you go with Pocket Casts and stuff like that. And, you know, John and I tend to be liking something we demonstrated here a little while ago. We got Antennapod, we got the Audio Play. And so we got lots of great stuff here, guys, really, when it comes to podcasts. And Sally, you may be using your Spotify also as your podcast catcher. Of course, there's a tune in there as well. So let's talk about these, guys. Which ones do you prefer when it comes to catching those pods?
Well, for me, I'm going with Spotify, as you said. Yeah, it really is doing a lot way better than the apps that I tried. I mean, Podcast Addict is really nice. I was using it, but since Spotify has podcasting support, they are really doing a great job. Some of the podcasts, if it supports, I can read the subtitles or the transcriptions of it. This is a really great thing. So I'm going with Spotify. But of course, Podcast Addict is a great app.
I'm going with Antennapod. That's what I've been using for a few months now, if not a year. But it's a very customizable app, but you can make it. I like a simple interface, but I also like a lot of customization. So you can actually make it as simple as you want. Like, for example, I just have one tab that is my podcasts, which is just like a grid view of the podcasts ordered by most recent. And then I have an episodes tab, which is just episodes of all the podcasts in one list, ordered like most recent at the top in a list. And then I have like a third tab that's just like search for a new podcast. And of course, you can have as many, there's all kinds of other tabs you can add or remove. And the interface is it's good with one exception. The thing is, when you bring up the full screen media player and you're trying to explore by touch, sometimes the talkback focus gets behind the player and is on whatever screen was behind it. So that's slightly annoying. But I mostly just swipe through the controls, so it doesn't bother me too much. So I did want to mention that as one fallback, which, to be honest, I have not even reported this issue. I should have reported it because I don't even know. They might be receptive to fixing it. It might be an easy fix, but I just haven't gotten around to it for whatever reason. But yeah, that's my vote, Antennapod.
I do want to mention here, though, that for me, when I'm looking at a podcast catcher, for example, there are two things that stand out. Does it support chapters? We got chapters in our podcast. You don't like a particular chapter, you want to skip to the next chapter, for example. And Antennapod, supports that. And another thing is whether or not something syncs across devices with your other devices. These are probably two key areas that I look for. And then the third one would be like a video support, for example. Whether or not such a player supports video podcasts, for example. And so for me, when I'm looking at a podcast catcher, these are probably some of the three that come to mind as to whether or not they support that. And Antennapod supports chapters, and we demonstrated that like maybe a year or so ago, maybe almost a year and a half, I don't remember. I like that, and it's very cheap, right? John, is maybe like $1. I don't remember. Another thing is that this is an open source. For those of you open sourcers out there that you prefer open source type apps, this one fits the bill because it's totally open source, for example. So if you're into open source type apps, this would be your place. Antennapod, for example, is an open source, and you'd be happy with it. I don't remember how much it has a subscription or one-time payment. I don't remember. I know the free one gives you up to like 100 podcasts that you can add to it, and I think for me that's plenty enough, right? Or is it 10? I think it's like 100. John, you remember?
I don't know. I don't remember paying for anything. So, and I have more than 10 podcasts, so it must be 100.
Yeah, I think it's like 100, but I don't know. I wouldn't have 100 podcast categories necessarily, but and I know I like Pocket Casts, and it's always been the one I have for a long time. However, some things you need to pay in order to be able to do XYZ. I think Chapters falls into that category. I don't remember if that's still true. And I also use Audios, and Audios, the reason why I like it because it supports like other TV stations. For example, Newsmax is a TV station that I like, and that's the only one that supports that. I can find it in there and be able to listen to that TV station. So if I'm to cast mine, I think I'll be going with Antennapod. Karine, how about you? I know that we've got the Spotify kid out there, and one of the weaknesses of the Addict is that it doesn't sync across devices, and I don't know why it hasn't been done as of yet. So I think for me, I go with Antennapod. Karine?
Well, I have no vote because it's also a category that I don't even have information about. I mean, I have never tried any of those. So since
you're one of the hosts here in this podcast, you don't listen to podcasts.
Well, that doesn't work because we have a YouTube channel and
Oh,
we also
boy.
have a player. So when I need to, no,
Oh,
really, when
sorry.
I need to watch a podcast, if I need to, I go to the website and see if there's a player there, and I use this way only.
So from the look of it, rather, I think Antennapod will be the one that we vote for, right? Because and then second place, should we give it to the Addict or the Pocket Cast? I think I'll give it to the Pocket
Yeah,
Cast because
uh,
Pocket Cast synchronizes across devices.
yeah, correct.
Yeah. And so the third place would go to the Addict. If you truly want to be an addict, you go with that one. How about the
I don't
fourth
know.
place?
I don't know
Sally.
what's going on. We are
Why
going
does
mad. We are
Scout's vote not count for much? He said Spotify, and this thing's falling to fourth place.
still, guys. What caught my attention is first thing we're gone mad and we are addicted. Then what's next?
God, man, and addicted. I love that. So, yeah, that would be, what we think. And like we said, these things are very subjective, but then there's certain things that make certain ones stand out. So it all depends. For me, like I said, it boils down to three things. It has to support chapters, it has to sync across devices, and the third one will be that it supports video casts and all of that, video podcasts and all of that. So for me, that's what that boils down to. Let's move on to the next category, guys, and we're talking about OCR. Do we need these things these days or not? And if we do, and of course, I'm not saying we don't need them, but with all the AI stuff, Gemini, Chat GPT, and all of that stuff, sometimes you could tell them to read for you what is in front of your camera and all of that. Yet in the same breath, that's not necessarily like OCR, maybe something, a document you want to keep, for example. This is where the traditional OCR document capture app comes in, right? So guys, we got some of those. What are some of your favorites? Sally, I'm not going to give you a break today. You're going first again. Which ones do you use? I know you're not mad at me, are you?
No.
Let's
Yeah,
talk about some of this, my friend. Which are some of the apps that you like in this category?
yeah. Seeing AI is doing a good job for me for OCRs, and you won't believe me, but like a couple of days ago, I tried just for giggles the Google Drive's OCR capabilities, and it really did a great capture.
Tell me more. Google Drive and Google Files also do a great job when it comes to OCR, for example. So yeah, I'm there with you. And mentioning Google stuff, I was surprised yesterday. I brought up my camera app on my Pixel, and probably this is only Pixel exclusive, and it sees a document and it turns it into a document mode. And so it's something new there that I saw when I was playing with these things yesterday, and
Yeah,
it's really interesting.
well, absolutely. I was on Google Drive and I saw like the scan thing, and when I turned it on, it just launched the camera, and it was like really. I did some like adjustments, and it didn't give me any guidance, but I did some adjustments, and when I got the result, it was in a PDF file, and the result was really decent.
Yeah, so both Google Files and the Google Drive does that. And if you're also on a Pixel phone, the camera itself now has that document mode. So that's something. But so I'm looking at the lookouts, for example. Yeah, lookout. I always want to say Outlook. It's not Outlook. Lookout. InVision. I tried to use InVision yesterday as I was testing these things, and it told me I needed Ally because it's going to give me better accuracy
Well,
and all of that stuff.
no words.
No worries.
No worries.
So I tried several of them, and then Ligier is another one that I tried, and then I tried the Seeing AI. I also tried the Be My Eyes and all of those. Frankly, I think I got better result with the with the Lookout for some reason. I don't know, or and followed by the Ligier. What Ligier? I think that Ligier, and that's a blindness specific. For example, Lookout is also blindness specific, and so is Seeing AI and Be My Eyes. But what I noticed though with the Ligier, you have, even though it has, say, hey, guide me, but it also has, it uses tones, for example. So when all the corners are visible, then you have that higher tone, and it will automatically capture for you if you choose to auto capture. So I think it's a good app. It's an app that probably we don't talk enough about, because let's face it, it's from Ligier, the good old Voice Dream scanner from years ago that we knew. Now Ligier on Android, for example. So it's really hard for me to come down as to which one I would prefer. But before I say which one I prefer, Karine, how about you? Do you scan a lot, or you don't give a rad about scanning stuff, OCR?
When it comes to OCR, you were talking about AI, and I want to comment on this. Actually, AI has recognition capability, and sometimes apps like Gemini are able to give you great results, and the app would be able to preserve the formatting, to try to decipher the poor handwriting in a way that it would just give you something useful of it. But the problem with AI for me is it is still hallucinating, even when it comes to OCR. Yeah, usually you get good results, but it's a possibility. It happened with me more than once that an AI service just decides to change the word, for example, from a word to another. Sometimes just giving, once Gemini just gave me like a synonym of the word, instead of giving me the word that was included on the paper. So for that reason, I think until now we can't rely on AI, or at least I personally prefer to go with the standard OCR services. Okay, you can just use AI, but just put into consideration the hallucination problem, which is until now still there. So you shouldn't at all forget about it. Well, when it comes to OCR, if we're talking about documents, there are many apps that do it. Like, for example, Quickify, although it's not a blind-related app, it has the ability to perform OCR, I think, on PDFs. You have as well the Tech Freedom. It's a blind-related app. The document reader includes the OCR feature, and it does fairly good job. I think it has it gives you good results. Tech Freedom has also the ICR, which is the Intelligent Character Recognition. To be honest, I haven't tried it. It should work better when it goes to preserving the formatting of the document, but I haven't tried it until now. I said that I would try, but I didn't until this moment. But another thing, when it comes to papers, or to like checking something with the camera, not a document that's already not an image or a PDF. Here, for me, there is a deciding factor which is very important, which is the guidance. So if an app doesn't include a guidance, it's not going to be one of the apps that I use, just because I know that for me, I'm not that good when it comes to holding the camera in a way that captures all of the document. So for me, it's better to have guidance, and both Lookout and Seeing AI give me that guidance, and it's usually a good one. And they both deliver good results, whether it's Lookout or Seeing AI. I mean, I can say that I think that Seeing AI is better when it comes to preserving the style of the document in a way or another, but Lookout supports more languages, so which is a plus for Lookout. InVision, to be honest, it's better, I think, to discontinue the app and say that, okay, we are just having Ally and nothing else, because I think that they're just trying to advertise their Ally app. It's nothing wrong with it, but it's just I don't think that InVision is able to compete in the current state. So for that reason, I don't know. I want to go with either Lookout or Seeing AI, but I don't know to which one I should vote. So if Warren, if you want to vote for one of the two, I go with the one that you will vote for.
There's something very important, Karen, is that guidance. A lot of us are not very spatially aware, and so you don't want to be shooting in the dark. Of course, we're shooting in the dark, but back in the days, we put the phone down in the middle of the page or on the middle of the paper and slowly raise it up. All those little tips we used to have for each other on how to get that good capture and all of that. Now, these days, it really doesn't matter. The phone will guide you or the app will guide you, and that's where both the Lookout and the Seeing AI, come in. I'm like you. I think this is a must for a very good OCR for a blind person because of that spatial awareness. It's important that we have one that guides you and lets you know, move it to the right a little bit up, too far, or toward the bottom a little bit more, and all of that guidance. It's very important, because without that, you're going to capture maybe half the page, and then you got jumble words and all of that. So yeah, definitely the guidance is a must for the app to be able to make the top OCR apps. John, how about you? I know you don't feel too good, but you got to tell us what you think about these ones here.
My vote is going to be for Seeing AI. I also use Lookout as my backup because sometimes I can get a better result with Lookout in certain conditions. More specifically, like when I'm trying to read a display for whatever reason. But in most cases, Seeing AI works great for me. I do prefer the app interface of Seeing AI to Lookout. And I like that it supports shortcuts. So I actually have a pinch in gesture on Nova Launcher assigned to open directly into read mode of Seeing AI. So it's quick. I like how Karine briefly mentioned this, but I like how the results are sometimes displayed like as a grid. So like if it's a chart or something you're looking at, you can actually navigate the results in Seeing AI with TalkBack's row and column navigation, which makes it a lot easier to explore whatever document it was. So for all those reasons, I'm giving my vote to Seeing AI.
Yeah, and another thing that we also needed to mention here, some of these apps will support batch scanning and all of that stuff. But like I said, I'm torn between the two, and even adding to that mess, I got Leisure that I played with. I totally forgot I had it. And so I had like 3 pages of OCR related stuff. I have a folder that contains like 3 pages of those things. And so I was playing with those. Lots of them, of course, are not blindness related, but I played with all of them, from the Genius to all the other ones, and in between, including the ones that we mentioned earlier, the Google Drives and the Google Files and all of that. And I tried to scan something. It was a handwritten thing. Outlook gave me a better result. So my vote is for Outlook. Did I say Outlook? Lookout.
Email Lookout.
Why do I get confused between these two, Lookout, Outlook? No, it's Lookout gets my vote because it did a better job at that handwritten material than any of the other ones that I tried yesterday. I tried maybe like 12 or 15 different ones, and I came back and settled on Lookout. Sally, which one did you vote for? Did you vote for Envision?
It was
I don't think
Seeing AI.
You voted for. So we have a draw. Karen and I go with Lookout. So these two.
Because I said that I let you vote.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you want to change your mind and
Kareen basically gave Warren 2 votes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if you want to change to Seeing AI, you can change. But my vote is for Lookout.
No, I'll stay with Lookout because I said that you have the right to vote. And the other reason is because it supports my language, something that Seeing AI doesn't have. So for that reason, I'm staying with Lookout.
I think that language support is very important. I don't know how many languages Seeing AI supports. I know that Lookout is limited as well, but it supports some of the languages, main languages, and that is another thing to look for because we're not just not everyone is an English user. For example, maybe you're in Hindi land, India using Hindi, or maybe you're in some other part of the world. So we need to take that into consideration as well. So we got to draw between the two. So you can't go wrong with either one of those. You have to try them, see which one works best for you in this case. And I want to throw the third one in there. I give the third position or second position to, because these other two have a draw, I'll give the second position to Leisure. Is there another one that you guys would rather give the second position to? Maybe Envision would be the one to take second position. It does have guidance, right?
It's better to use Ally. It will tell you this.
Okay. Yeah, so I think that's what we have for these categories. The last category here now is the GPS apps. And I know a lot of you guys, the crew, don't use GPS much. Sally, I know you do, but I'm thinking, for example, I know it's kind of a very difficult subject matter because it's one of those things, again, that's very subjective. Sometimes certain apps work in certain countries and sometimes some don't. So it's very hard to really pin down which one is the best. But then there are other things that we look at. For example, does it tell me cross streets, what I'm coming to? Does that street go through, or does it die here? And things of that nature. I think that determines as to which one is the best and all of that. But I do want to mention here that just because of something that we've been wanting on Android for a while, and I'm looking at the Soundscape guys, the guys that we had here, and no one wanted to do it for Android. And even though Soundscape is not necessarily something that will guide you, or, like a GPS thing that says turn right here, turn left here, but it's something that if you just want to get to know your town or just want to go to some place, it will guide you to it and it will tell you the streets that you're coming across. But so I think that for the Patience Award and, whatever you want to call it, these guys did the impossible by bringing Soundscape to Android, something that no one thought it would be possible. So I think based on that ingenuity, I would call it that, I would give that award to the GPS to Soundscape. What do you guys think?
I can agree with that. I did use the app a few times, and I was impressed with it. I found it nice to use, a good experience, but I can't really speak to how reliable it is day to day. But like you mentioned at the beginning, we don't use GPS apps that often. I don't, especially, but that's where I'll put my vote. Yeah.
Sally, on your way to school, what do you do?
So we also hosted them here at the podcast, and guys at Sing Assistant Go, they did a great job. This app is really looking good, working well for me in my area, so I can cast my vote for them. But Soundscape, indeed, they are really did the impossible. So it's on Android now.
Karen, I know you don't. You got the SG, the sighted guide, GPS, right? But what do you think when we talk about ingenuity? Because this was an impossibility. Remember, everybody said it was never going to come to Android. It's all of that stuff. And then we have it. And so I think for me, based on that alone, so we give them the ingenuity award. And then when it comes to whatever, the Sing Assistant Go guys also are worth the mention. And I would put them in my second place. Karen,
Okay.
how about you?
You already said it, that my vote goes for the SG, but I'll go with the majority, and yeah, I'll say that, okay, I'll give my vote for the Soundscape, just actually because I saw during the interview, and they came also, I think twice after that, during the 5-year anniversary, and I think in the listener session, the previous listener session. So I saw that they really are passionate about their work. They like what they are doing. They're trying their best to give a great app. For that reason, I'll go with the majority, and I'll say Soundscapes.
Exactly. And I like the ethos that they have. Their whole idea is to help, people that need help. They're voluntary guys that develop things on volunteer basis. They're not getting paid. So, for example, if we knew of them or earlier on, they would have taken on the development of our web page, for example. These are some of the things that they do. And so if one has a need of an app, for example, they could help in doing that. I think they're deserving of that. And that's why they were able to do what they did with the Soundscape. So definitely, I think the Soundscape guys, Greg and Tindy and Kirsty and all of you guys at Soundscape, you won our award of ingenuity and making the impossible possible. And so we're very thankful to you guys. That crown goes to you guys. And then the guys, Sławomir in Poland, you guys have been very wonderful. You did the impossible, also simplifying the Sing Assistant move to the Sing Assistant Go, which simplifies it, makes it easier for people to use. Definitely you take that second place. And how about Lazarillo? I always have difficulty saying Lazarillo, but I think they probably will take third place in my never to be humble opinion. What do you guys think?
Are they still updating the app?
Oh yeah, it was updated like 2 days ago too. Yeah.
Oh, good.
All good things must end. Thus, it's curtain drawing time, bringing us to the close of this week's episode. Coming up, though, we give you information on how to get hold of us. Well, folks, with that, all of that wrangling and finding out which one it is that is the best for us or we think deserves the award, like we said, some of these things are very subjective. You let us know in the comments, guys, if there's something or some things that we missed or something that you think is more deserving of this. Let us know in your comments in the video or the email or whatever. But with that, though, we come to the end of this week's episode, and we're so thankful for John being able to come. And here's John now to give you information on how to get a hold of us in the event that you want to get a hold of us or make comments. Here's John now to give you that information on how to get a hold of us. John?
To contact us, simply send an email to contactus@blindandroidusers.com. If you'd prefer, you can leave a voicemail by calling +1 307 202 9797. You can join our mailing list by sending a blank email to blindandroidusers+subscribe@groups.io. You can join our Facebook and Telegram groups or subscribe to our YouTube channel using the links in the podcast show notes or YouTube video description. And you can find all of this information and more at our website, blindandroidusers.com.
Thank you so much, John. And again, we're so thankful to see you here and continue to get better. And folks, with that, we come to the end of episode 265. Looking forward to seeing you guys next week. From me, I want to say Happy New Year again. And while Sally and I are still being sentimental, it's 2026. Keep the home fires burning.
Happy New Year, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Happy New Year. Goodbye.
Happy New Year. Goodbye, everyone.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Blind Android Users Podcast. Until we see you next week, don't forget to leave us your comments and suggestions via our email contact or using any of our social media sites. Have a great week.